Good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Sparacio from the University of New Haven, and this is a PechaKucha on William Shakespeare's Macbeth. During this PechaKucha, we're going to learn the whole story of what happened during Macbeth, how he rose to power, and his fall. The Bible tells us that God created the world for man and woman in love for eternity. However, that doesn't protect the characters from danger. This world that we're going to see is more corrupt than ever and also scary to deal with. We have in this play 3 sets of witches. 3 witches of this play that curse the world that God created and corrupt the souls of many characters, such as Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Banquo, and others. They destroy everyone in this play. Here we have the land of Scotland, beautifully known for its big castles, high mountains, and history of warriors. But now it's time to show who the real warriors are in this play of Macbeth. Our beginning is a battle, a huge battle. Pushing the Irish rebels off the Scottish land, Banquo and Macbeth are the center of attention. They are here to serve King Duncan, the King of Scotland, and save everyone else from the Irish enemies. Soon after the battle, Banquo and Macbeth encounter the 3 witches. They encounter the 3 witches, and they speak to them, and all of a sudden the 3 witches tell them that Macbeth will soon be king, and that Duncan will be killed, and that Banquo will be successful. Here we have Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth is absolutely beautiful. She's married to Macbeth. But unfortunately, looks may be deceiving. Because just because she's beautiful doesn't mean she's not evil, because this woman purely has evil in her eyes. Macbeth receives a letter saying that he will be the Thane of Cawdor from his heroic actions. However, this does not stop him from creating many situations that can get him and his wife in trouble. We don't know what's going to happen next. Macbeth feels confused about everything. He wants to kill Duncan to have the kingship of Scotland, although he loves Duncan and Duncan has treated him really well. But Macbeth is in the hot seat. We don't know what's going to happen next. We see a dagger before the eyes of Macbeth, a bloody dagger, a dagger filled with hate and hell. Before the characters, we see the dagger pointing at Duncan and suggests to kill Duncan. King Duncan is unfortunately dead. He's killed by Macbeth, a man that he loved and trusted with all his heart. Macbeth defied all odds just to risk his friendship over a crown. So now, who's going to be king? The spot for king is now open now that Duncan is dead. Duncan is completely up in heaven, while Macbeth and the other characters are now here. But still, who will be king? So now that the king is dead, we are now able to say that the witches were right. Corrupt, evil, and selfish, Macbeth is now king. This leaves Scotland in a vulnerable situation. What will happen next to all these people living in Scotland under Macbeth's rule? However, this doesn't necessarily mean that Macbeth's story is completely out of the ordinary, meaning Macbeth is not always safe. We don't know if he's going to be safe, because now they have a lot of blood on their hands now that the king is dead. So now Macbeth and Lady Macbeth have to watch their back. Macbeth becomes paranoid and hires 2 assassins to kill Banquo and his son Macduff. Macduff is Banquo's son. He is filled with evil and hatred, and now he's risking his friendship with Banquo just to keep the kingship of Scotland. Now the assassins chase after Banquo and Macduff. Banquo is killed while Macduff escapes, seeking revenge later in the play. This leaves Scotland in an enormous situation that nobody knows how it's going to end. Before Macbeth's eyes, Macbeth goes to sit down in his chair and he sees Banquo's soul in front of him. Macbeth is completely scared, and Macbeth knows he's screwed up now that he's seeing Banquo's dead soul in front of him. Unfortunately, while all this is happening, Lady Macbeth is dead. Macbeth is heartbroken even though he's evil. But now it's time to defy all odds and for Scotland to rise up and reclaim its power from evil. Banquo's son, Macduff, comes back to fight Macbeth. He came here to avenge his father's death, but most importantly, to save Scotland from hell, save Scotland from everything else that's yet set aside. In the end, Banquo's son kills Macbeth. Scotland is now free. Macduff will now be leader. And now Scotland can get back to living a peaceful life under the rule of safety and love.